Welcome all. So from today we'll be having a series on Matlab coding. So today will be the first lecture video. So in today's class we'll be discussing about Matlab Desktop. Okay. So if you are opening a Matlab software, the first thing you are going to see is your Matlab Desktop, and it looks very similar to this window. This is your Matlab Desktop. Okay. In this Matlab Desktop, you have three windows: command window, current folder, and workspace. And you have a tool strips are available on the top. You can also see the path of your present working directory. Okay, this is how your 2020 version of your Matlab looks. If you are using a different version of Matlab, small changes you might observe. If you are using a recent Matlab for the past 3 or 4 years, the graphical user interface is more or less the same. If you're using a very old version of Matlab, it might be entirely different. So as of now, I'm using R2020A version of the Matlab. Okay. Now I will explain today about this command window, current folder, workspace, and also about Matlab editor, and also about command history. Okay. In the later classes, we'll discuss more about the commands that we have to use. Okay. Now coming to command window. Command window is a place where you will be writing all your commands. A single line or 2 or 3 line commands you can write. So if you want to save some data, you can save it from the command window. If you want to load some data into the Matlab environment, you can do that from the command window. Or if you want to do some simple math operation or logical operations, you can do that in command window. You can write 1 or 2 lines of code also. Okay. However, you cannot write the lengthy programs in the command window. It is not feasible for writing programs in the command window. Command window is only to write some basic commands. Okay. There are some useful commands that we can continuously use in the Matlab that I will be discussing in the later on classes. For today, I will be discussing very basic operations that we can do on the command window. Okay. Now, the second window is your current folder. So, current folder is nothing but your present working directory. So, by default, the present working directory will be your bin folder, where you have installed your Matlab. So, I have installed my Matlab in a E drive in a folder called Matlab 2020. So, my present working directory is pointing to that. So, current folder, these are all the files in that folder. Okay. So whatever the program that you are writing, if you are saving, by default it will be saved in this current folder. So all the files that are present in the current folder can be accessed from the command window. Okay. So Matlab always have a predefined search path. So if you are writing a command, if you are to retrieve a function or a file, by default Matlab will retrieve based upon the search path. So these are the default search paths. Okay. And along with this, the current folder will also be accessed by the Matlab. If the file is not found in these folders or in the current folder, then it will show an error that unrecognized function or variable or something like that. It will show a error dialog box. Okay. Now, and then we have something called workspace. So workspace is a place where actually all your variables that you are going to do operations on, means all those variables will be stored in the workspace. Okay, those are your working data. Okay, all your data will be stored in the workspace. This workspace consists of a lot number of rows and columns basically. So if I double click on this workspace, as of now I am unable to show this, but I'll show it in a few more minutes. Okay. Okay. Now let us say that I'm going to write some number over here. Let us say I'm going to type a number 5 and hitting enter. Then you can see that a variable ANS is created. It is displaying ANS is equal to 5 in the command window. And in the workspace, a variable ANS has been created. Means that by default, whatever the operation that we are doing in the command window, they will be assigned to a variable called ANS, unless and until we are assigning to a different variable. If I write A is equal to 5, then it will be assigned to a variable called A. However, because I did not assign this number to any variable, by default, it will be assigned to the variable called ANS. It's very similar to a calculator. If you simply hit 5 in a calculator and hit equal to, then what happens? In your calculator, to show ANS as 5. You can reuse this variable ANS again and again, or you can update this ANS. Okay. For example, I'll write ANS plus 3. Okay. Now the ANS has been updated with 8. So earlier ANS was 5. Now to that 5, 3 has been added, and again it is saved in ANS only. So here you can see the name of the variable. Here you can see the value in the workspace, and also you can see that if you are keeping the mouse on your workspace, then you can see that it is showing 1 cross 1 double. So all it means is that your variable is a 1 cross 1 matrix in which a data type called double is saved. So your 8 is of data type double. By default, Matlab numbers are saved as a data type double. Okay. Now, if you double click on this ANS, you can see that you have a rows and columns. So that's what I'm saying. Entire Matlab is based upon matrices. Okay. Now I want to create another variable A is equal to 6. Let us suppose, and I am hitting enter. Okay. Now a variable A is equal to 6 has been created. Now let us create another variable B equal to 8. Now before hitting enter, I will be writing a semicolon over here. Okay. Now I am hitting the enter. Now you can see that the command window earlier in earlier operations, whatever the result, it has been displayed in the command window itself. However, when I am writing a semicolon over here, the result is not displayed in the command window. So does it mean that the variable has not been created? Let us check the workspace. In the workspace, the variable b is equal to 8 has been created. So b is equal to 8 has been created. However, it is not being displayed in the command window. This because the echo has been turned off. Okay. So if you want to turn off the echo, you can simply write a semicolon over here. Okay. If you want to see what is in B, you can simply again write B and hit enter. Now it will show B is equal to 8. Okay. Now I want to flush this variable called ANS. I do not want this ANS. I do not like the variable. I want to delete that variable. How I can do that? I have to use a command called clear. After writing that clear, if I want to specifically delete a particular variable, I have to mention that variable name. Otherwise, if you have not mentioned any variable name, by default all the variables will be deleted. Okay, clear space ANS. I want to remove that variable called ANS. Now you can see that in the workspace, the ANS has been deleted. Okay. Now, before deleting these variables, I want to save this variable for future use. For example, I may do some other operation, but these current values, I want to save it. If I want to save it, either I can go to this save workspace, okay, or what I can do is I can use the command save. I'm using the commands because the very old versions of Matlab do not have this graphical user interface of and this tabs like save workspace. So I will be using the traditional commands. Save space. I can give a file name. So I will be giving a test data. File name of test data. And then space. So out of these two values, which value I want to save? I want to save A, and also I want to save B. Okay. Okay. Now you have to check your current folder. In the current folder, one file test data should be created by now. You can see that here you have this. In the current folder, you have this file called testdata.mat. Okay. Okay. I do not want to save these files in the regular bin folder installation folder. I want to create all my files in my working directory, a different working directory. So I'll be going to my working directory called teach_matlab. Okay. Again, I want to use the same command. So instead of retyping the command, what I can do is I can use the up arrow key. If I use up arrow key, the previous commands are shown over here. This is called command history. So command history is used to display your past commands that you have typed, and then if you want to reuse, you can directly go and double click on that so that command will be again used. Okay. If you want to dock it as a separate window, you can do that by going here and click on this dock. Okay. Now this command history is available. Now I'll be doing, so already I have done save test data, right? I'll be entering. I will be again doing that. So again in this here test data is available. Now again I will be clearing every variable now. I want to clear every variable. So I'll be using a command clear and hit enter. Okay, now the workspace is entirely clear. Now if I want to import this data again, I want to reuse the data A and B. Okay, what I can do is I'll minimize this. Okay, so to minimize, I can reshape the window. Okay, so what I can do is I can use a command called load, and then I have to write the file name. File name is test data, right? Test data. I have to write the extension also. Extension is MAT for all workspace data files. The extension is .mat, and I have to close this or hit enter. Either I can use this, or you can simply click on import data and then browse this and open. Anyway, you can do that. I'm hitting this. Now your A and B data are retrieved. Okay. What I will be doing is I'll be creating another variable capital A is equal to 10. I'm using to turn off the echo, I'll be using a semicolon. Now you can see that capital A is 10 whereas small a is 6. So all I mean to say is that Matlab differentiate between lowercase alphabets and uppercase alphabets. Small a is very much different from your capital A. Okay, and then not only the numbers, the variables can be a string also. For example, I can create a variable s with my name. I want to create s variable s whose value is equal to my name, Sharath, for example. So if you want to if you want to assign a string to a variable, you have to use in single quotations. In single quotation, you can write your value, and then again to turn off the echo, I'm using semicolon. Now small s is equal to Sharath. Now here you can see that in the workspace, s has been created with the value Sharath. However, the size is not 1 cross 1, the size is 1 cross 6 because Sharath is having 6 letters, right? So it is 1 row and 6 columns. And also data type is not double, the data type is char because it's a string. It's having set of characters. Okay. Now I want to add two variables. Let us say I want to add a and b. Okay. Because I did not assign, again answer will be created. So I want to assign a variable c equal to a plus b. Okay. So c is equal to a plus b. What is the value of c? C is equal to 14. Right. Now I will try doing the same. C equal to a small a plus s. They both are of different data types. Let us see what happens. Oh, why it is showing this numbers? S should be a string, right? Still it is showing some numbers. Why it is showing some numbers? So how these numbers are arrived? So what actually basically happens is S is a string having 6 characters. The first character is S, capital S, right? So the ASCII value of this S will be retrieved, and to that value the A will be, the value of 10 will be added. So if you see ASCII value of capital S, okay, so what's ASCII value of capital S? Even I do not know, I have to Google it. So let us see. So what is the ASCII value of capital S? So ASCII value of capital S, I'm retrieving. So ASCII value of capital S is 83. Okay, to that 83, the value 6 has been added. Similarly, the ASCII value of A, small a, the ASCII value of small a is, let us see what's the value of A. A is 97. So 97 plus 6 is 103, and so on. 6 letters are there, so all those values are added. So you can see the second letter is A and the fourth letter is also A. So we can see that the second value is 103 and the fourth value is also 103. So if you are adding some characters to your double data type, so by default the ASCII value will be added, but not the string. Okay. So again the C is having a size of, what's the size? Size is now again 1 cross 6. But however, the data type is again double. Okay. Now I want to clear this command window. How I want to clear the command window? I can use a command called clc because the entire command window is filled and I want to clear it. Okay. So if I am clearing the command window, this workspace variables will not be deleted. So what's the command to clear the command window? It is clc. clc stands for clear command window. Clearing command window will not delete any workspace at all. Okay, either you can use the clc command or you can click on this clear workspace. Sorry, clear command window, clear commands. Here you can click. Okay. Now let us see about editor. Okay. So most of the program files you cannot write in a command window. You have to use a script file. So here in the tool strip you can see that new script is there. Okay. So this is where you can write your program. So by default your Matlab programs are saved as with an extension .m. So here for data of your workspace it is saved with the extension .mat. Similarly, the program files will be saved with the extension .m. Either you can click on new script or you can click your shortcut key Ctrl+N, or if you directly want to create with the file name itself, I can write edit. I can give a file name test file and hit enter. It is not there, the file is not there, so it is asking us to create. Yes. Now you can see that in the current folder test file .m, the extension .m has been created. Now here we will be writing our actual program. Okay, here I can write z is equal to, okay, I'll write a plus b. Okay, already the a and b are there in the workspace. That's why before initializing I can directly use them in the file. As long as this file exists in the current directory and as long as this workspace is not modified, this function will work. This file, sorry, not a function, it's a script file, will work without any problem. Okay, otherwise some errors might be coming. Now I have to save this file. Either you can click on the save or I can use Ctrl+S. Okay. Now this is called the editor. Editor is the place where we are writing our actual programs. Okay. Now from the command window you can retrieve, you can run the program file, your script file, test file, or from the editor window you can click on this run. Either way you can run your script file. Okay. So everybody will be using this run, but I want to showcase that you can run the file from the command window. So to run the file you need not write any command, simply type the file name. So what's the file name? Test file, and then hit enter. The file is run, and then z is equal to 14. Why z is equal to 14? What is there in the z? Z is equal to a plus b. What is a? A is 6, b is 8. That's why in the command window it is showing z is equal to 14. Okay. Usually we can keep command window below the editor. I'll bring the command window below the editor. Okay. So actually we'll be writing all our programs in the editor only. Okay. With this I'll be ending my class today. Thanks for listening. So in the upcoming classes I'll be dealing about the most commonly used commands in the command window. Okay. Thank you.